I thought you knew everything.
Except for the days people go skiing.
Not invited.
You know when they have family trouble. You gotta stay home for a sick kid.
I thought you knew everything.
Except for the days people go skiing.
Not invited.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Better news or worse news?
Um,
Before we start recording.
Yeah, after the meeting.
Well, my brother got some.
Like, join in.
Welcome to the Morgan City Council meeting, January 9th, 2024. I've asked if Eric would give us a pledge of allegiance and Dave will give us a prayer.
Everybody rise. Please repeat with me the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our Father in heaven, we're gathered before thee this evening as we begin the Morgan City Council meeting. We're thankful for the opportunities we have to gather. We're thankful for this beautiful valley and the opportunity we've been given to live in. We pray now as we consider the affairs of the city and its residents thereof, that we might make decisions, proper decisions in their best interests. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Ah,
Hey Clark, did you hear it was snowing?
Got a sign in from. You're the only visitor.
okay. Do we have any discussions on approving the meeting's agenda? Or can we get a motion and a second to approve them?
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda.
And I will second that. Okay, we have a motion to approve from Eric, second from Tony, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Item 2. Any discussion on the warrants?
Mayor, through the warrants, didn't see anything caught my eye, so I will make a motion that we approve the warrants from 12/08/23 to 01/05/24.
I'll second that motion, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion from Tony, a second from Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Denise, that's unanimous too. I don't see any citizen comments. Okay, let's go on to a presentation to the man of the hour. Employee of the year. Did we get that figured out?
No, but he's gonna play it on his iPad with a speaker. I couldn't.
Just, any leading up to that, or should I just play it? Why don't you take a minute, Ty, and explain what happens?
Okay, Mayor? Yeah,
Yeah, you're fine.
okay. So, Clark received Employee of the Year at UAMP, so that's all of the UAMP's members. There's 44 or 48 members. So that's Employee of the Year from all of those jurisdictions and all those employees. So, we went to the annual conference and appreciate, Mayor and, Tony and Dave. I was gonna call them council member and then I blanked on last names. But anyway, they came and watched. It was pretty well done, presentation, but we just want to congratulate them. And then Dave has a little video of kind of how it went at the annual conference. So.
I just,
Maybe-
it was interesting, there were about 45 minutes worth of awards. I don't know how many.
You want to use that mic?
Um,
Just while you're talking, use that mic.
But and as the 45 minutes went along, it seemed like, to me, it was apparent that the closer we got to the end, the more significant the award was. And I think Clark was probably within the last 3 awards, is that right? And there was probably 20, maybe 15, 20 different awards. So the point being is that it was a fairly significant award. I tried to take a video. We'll watch it. You should be able to hear the sound okay, though. But this was at the Marriott Hotel, by the way, and probably what, 100 plus people there.
Yeah.
I think. Let's. Wrong button.
For units. This person has shown exceptional vision, unwavering dedication, and performance for their duties. This year, we proudly present this award to Clark Crook. With 27 years of experience in the power industry, Clark Crook's professional journey includes a notable tenure of 10.5 years as the power superintendent for the city of St. Louis. This past year, Clark has been a huge help for Morgan City beyond his job description. In the absence of a public works director, he stepped into the role seamlessly, showcasing versatility and dedication. He has taken on responsibility for their public works facilities, managed a grant to put backup generators in Morgan's critical buildings, helped with very challenging personnel issues, taken on fleet management, oversaw the remodel of the public workshop, cleaned up and helped surplus old equipment, and served as the alternate representative for UAMPS. Beyond his tangible accomplishments, Clark has been a catalyst for fostering collaboration between the power department and other municipal divisions. His unwavering positivity in the face of challenges is commendable. Clark's commitment to going above and beyond not only enhances the operational image of Morgan's power department, but also sets an exemplary standard for his colleagues. He is the team member who consistently raises the bar, inspiring others to strive for excellence. UAMPS is pleased to present Clark Crook with the 2023 Employee of the Year Award.
Maybe it was Sherry, I'm not sure. Well done, Clark, and congratulations, and thank you, Ty, for making the nomination too. I mean, that came from the city, and it was well deserved and a good recognition.
Thank you.
I'd like to meet you up front, sir.
That'll work fine.
I'd like to get out of the picture.
Necessary.
Get the flag behind him, not me.
Yeah.
Yeah, get the flag behind him, right?
No, Jeffrey did this spoiling everything.
That work?
We got, hold that.
Suck in. You want a photo? So I would like to make my speech on behalf of the city. You, mostly, in my estimation, don't receive a lot of comments. When people flip the power on, they're happy, but you don't hear it.
Exactly. Exactly.
You might hear it when they flip on the power and it doesn't. We appreciate all that you do, you and your crew, to keep us going. Mean that. You do a great job. Employee of the year at UAMPS.
Exactly.
But we might nominate that here at the city.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Appreciate that, man. And if I could, just, I mean, I kind of said the same thing, you know, at the UN's meeting. Just, you know, those that got to attend kind of heard the background of why they do this. And the recognition that it's kind of a culture that we talked about with, APPA, the American Public Power. So they kind of move this along down to each entity and everybody gets to take part of it. So, if you want me to yak into that, just so it's on the minutes. But, and like we pointed out there, nobody does it alone. And wouldn't even have gotten this award had not Ty, actually nominated us. So that's kind of how it works is if somebody recognizes something, they go ahead and try to pay it forward and get that ball moving. And that's kind of the way it works. But I just gotta say, none of this would have happened really, nor would we been here, had not you guys had the idea to go forward with your power system and be able to support it the way you have. I mean, in my other job, I had to beg and plead to get substation equipment. And Ty says, just get it done. I mean, you know, we rebuilt substations and got necessary equipment that helps that reliability so that when you flip switch, it's on, you know. Can't do much about whoever our supplier, when they're off, we're off, but we're looking to do a little more about that. But anyway, the struggles that I had in other entities aren't ones that we've had to backlog with here. So you ought to be commended for that because we have these, you know, as the power guys, we have these ideas of what the system should be like, specifically power, when I'm referring to that. And you guys have backed us up on that. So we've been able to do it. It's both equipment, it's manpower, and it's material, and it's vehicles. You know, there's so much to it, as you guys well know, because you have to live this. But you've done an awesome job there. So like I say, you don't get these things by yourself, and we totally recognize that. And, you know, you guys have got some wonderful leadership here, and you got great employees, and Ty does an awesome job leading us and what he expects us to do. So anyway, appreciate that. And like I say, it's been a pleasure to work with everybody here too. So.
And Clark cleans up good.
Thank you, Clark.
Thank you.
A couple of comments from me is, I appreciate you taking some time to answer some of my silly questions. Probably pretty stupid questions, but you're very patient in answering those questions. And then secondly, I'm just glad you got us out of the parking lot that day.
Yeah, next time we'll just make the phone call, won't we?
I didn't think we could get out of the parking lot, but we made it, so.
It's a big truck for that parking lot.
Good times. Yeah, yes.
We couldn't get the gate open.
Yeah,
I thought we
get
could
open,
have
get it
been
back
right
open.
there.
We just called. Anyway,
Thank you.
appreciate it.
And it was a good lunch, Clark.
Yes, thanks. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Clark.
Oh, we did.
No, you're free to go, buddy.
Oh,
You're probably,
Go shovel snow.
yeah.
It's a little bit, come down pretty good though.
They said it's gonna be a fast mover.
It's also come down pretty.
Oh, Eubank was right. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Quick
Yeah.
mover.
The squall.
It's still them hills you're getting up.
How about the reservoirs?
Hey, Clark.
Good night.
Okay, let's move on to item 5, the active agenda. Item A is review action resolution appointing a Morgan City representative to the Administrative Control Board of the Wasatch Integrated Waste Management District, Resolution 2401. Now, if you turn to that, that's you shining for us.
Yeah,
Tony?
well, I appreciate your support on this, and I've been there a day or two, so I've been on that board for some time, but it's been a good experience, and I've got to know a lot of people, been able to network with a lot of people and learn quite a bit about garbage, so anyway, yeah. And then I'll just mention this, that probably the next big thing coming up, and I briefly mentioned this before, is there's probably going to be looking at a blue can that's going to be required at every residence in the city and the county. So recycling cans. So that's kind of coming down the pike in the next year and a half. So I'll try to keep you abreast of that as best I can. So
Keep you on the board when people start complaining.
Yeah. Yeah, it's likely to happen.
Refer to that to Tony?
Yeah, it's been my way, so.
So Denise was explaining that we need to extend this. You've been on it so long that you expired and now,
Well, it expires every it expires every 4 years, doesn't it, or?
Well, we're ratifying from when your last
Yeah.
appointment ended. Julie wanted it then till you're done with the council.
Okay.
January 1, 2019, and shall expire on December 31st, 2028.
I'm still alive.
Is that a life sentence, Tony?
Except I'm still alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
28's getting up there, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, some 70.
So it's a resolution,
Point of clarification, Denise. Do we need to state the dates and who's on there when we do this resolution? When we make the motion? We can just make the motion on the resolution. Okay,
2401.
all right.
Everything.
Sorry, Mayor.
And I would just state his name.
Okay, got it.
sounds like you're ready to go.
I am. Ready, Mayor? Can I
I'm
make a
ready.
Motion?
I'm ready.
I'll make a motion that we pass resolution 24-01, a resolution adopting a Morgan City representative, quotes, Tony London, to the Administrative Control Board for the Wasatch Integrated Waste Management District.
I will second that, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion from Eric, a second from Jeffrey. All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed. Okay. So thanks again for your service, Tony.
I'll do my best.
Continuing service. Okay, item B, if you would make a note on the resolution number, it's instead of 23-02, it's 24-02.
Gotcha.
And that would be a resolution appointing individuals to the planning commission and receiving advice and consent of the city council. Resolution 2402. So is there discussion on that?
Mayor, is it just those three that's listed in the resolution?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Just clarification.
Just one question, Denise. Erin Bott, was she appointed to fill a term that was vacant? Okay,
And I have talked to all of them and they've given their consent.
yeah, it's a good, good comment. Thank you.
I think Dave can probably back me up on this one, but all three of them, Lance, Aaron, and Ray, really do a really good job on that.
Yeah, we
commission.
got a good group.
They're very engaged.
Engaged,
Yeah, they do a great job. So, and we have some good representation there. So, having said that, Mayor, I will make a motion that we adopt resolution 2402, a resolution adopting
Appointing.
a resolution appointing individuals to the planning commission and receiving the advice and consent of the city council. Those individuals being Lance Prescott as a member for 4 years, Aaron Bott as a member for 4 years, and Ray Little as an alternate member for a 4-year term expiring January 1, 2028.
Mayor, I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion from Tony and a second from Eric. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. I was real impressed. They were actually all excited to continue, so.
I think they did a good job.
Okay, item C. Review resolution authorizing the city of Morgan to dispose of an insignificant parcel of property as defined by city code located at approximately 400 East Street, Morgan, Utah, resolution 2403. Ty, do you want to bring us up to date on that?
Sure. So this is part of the Innovative Structural Solutions Development. 400 East was is gonna be their side, and they had to dedicate property to us to get 400 east, the road width. And then the property boundary kind of S-curves the right of way, and so or the new right of way kind of straightens out. Anyway, they're dedicating to us the area in hashed marks. Oh, not on that one. On that one. And then from that point, you can't even see it on the map. It's so insignificant. It's like a foot.
This right here.
Yep.
Mm.
But just to get the boundaries cleared up, that's what we're vacating. They're putting in a retaining wall to make the road work, because there's some elevation issues. So when they went through permitting with their fence, they're putting in a concrete foundation that'll allow us to build the road at the correct elevation. So it's been a pretty good collaborative effort on their part. But we just found we had this little sliver of property that was still in the city's name that we needed to dedicate back to them.
How does this road benefit them?
It doesn't. Other than it was required for them to build. So
Hired by us?
no. Yeah, we required them, our improvements were what were required for them to build, but it allows them to build out to the street. So they gave up some right of way in order to build closer to the street. We gave up some side setback on their building. That was a vacant parcel before they bought it, and it was always contemplated that parcel would front 400 east, and they bought it, combined the lots, and they still front 400 north, and so this became side yard, or side, but they're not even going to access off of that. They're going to do all their in and out traffic off of 400 north.
And who pays for the street improvements?
That'll come at a later date.
Okay.
So they're just doing the elevation. They've done some shaping. They've moved some dirt, but
So they can build closer to that boundary.
but the actual road improvements won't happen until a later date when there's a large
Yeah,
development that
there's
needs,
a need.
yeah, which actually works for us. We're trying to keep
Right.
traffic on Industrial Road where it intersects with State Street instead of 400 East. But that's our sliver
Okay.
of property that,
It was 1/100th of an acre, it looked like.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's $7,000, I mean, 700,000 an acre.
Put that in this.
It's, yeah,
And the two exchanges will happen simultaneous,
yeah,
their deed to us and our deed to them.
should.
Well, theirs will be taken care of for flat property to us, but we'll do, adequate.
What claim?
We need the 101 acres.
But it can be same time, really.
I'll report the deed right after they.
Okay, I mean, that deed to us benefits us, their property to us benefits us to make the road the right
Yeah.
lane, so.
The right width, so
I
it
mean,
gives us
the
the
width,
60,
yeah.
yeah, so it necks down right there, and on the front of the property, they have 60 feet, but on the back half of the property, it necks down. So this
Mhm.
gives us a 60-foot right of way that we require of our road standards, and so that takes it right up to the UDOT property, and then
Mhm.
you probably remember I've already asked UDOT for the rest of that 60 feet to get through their property.
And did they give us
They haven't responded. Well, they said they were looking into it, but I haven't heard back.
so what if that doesn't happen?
And we'll probably have to condemn it from the state. So cities always have priority over the state on property
Oh,
in cities.
okay.
I don't see a problem with it. I think it's more of a figuring out where, because it'll cut off part of their building and their detention pond. So that road will have a little S curve in it. But the 60, given the 60 feet's not the problem. I think it's gonna be just agreeing to where it begins and ends. Yeah.
I mean, again, just looking forward, not unlike the question I asked in the other meeting, if we deeded ours and they decided not to go forward with their, you said it was a subdivision? Is that a problem?
No. If we
And
lose
they
that
didn't,
foot,
they didn't deed to us, we deeded to them and they didn't deed to us.
it wouldn't change what's functionally there
Yeah.
already.
Well, and again, it's stated in the resolution, it's insignificant.
Yeah, we still have the 60-foot right away without the,
Deed.
Yep.
Yeah, I got you.
yeah.
Okay, good point.
So ours is just a cleanup. It's not a, it
Yeah,
won't change
yep.
anything.
You're not gonna put a high rise on it, huh?
Like insignificance, probably too big of a word for the property that we're giving.
Yeah, it's not even that, huh?
What was it, 1?
0.01, a hundredth of an acre.
Yeah, one.
Yeah, 0.1 would be a tenth and this is 0.01, so it'd be a hundredth.
But that's because it's so long. It's not because it's wide.
All 8 inches of it wide.
So anyway, that's what that is.
I think it's awesome how it's even something as insignificant as that is.
Needs to be done properly. Yeah. You know, and I would suggest, just not unlike our boundary disputes on Commercial Street, 75 years ago, it didn't matter. You know, you just did what you did. And that's why we end up, and then surveying is a lot more accurate now than it was back then also.
So, never mind. Okay, is there any more discussion?
Nope. Mayor, with that, I'll make a motion though, that we pass resolution 24-03, a resolution authorizing the city of Morgan to dispose of an insignificant parcel of property as defined by city code, authorizing the mayor to execute the deeds and other necessary documents.
I'll second that, Mayor.
Okay, the motion by Eric, a second by Jeffrey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, Denise, resolution 2403 passes. Item 6, city council, is there any thing you'd like to discuss or bring to our attention?
Nothing from me, Mayor.
Okay,
I don't have anything.
go ahead.
No, I'm good.
You sure?
I'm positive.
You won't regret it when you get
I
home.
won't regret it for 1 second.
In
Okay,
the morning, he'll give you a call.
Hold that thought until after this snowstorm.
yeah, there you go. Okay, Ty, bring us up to date.
Okay, so just an update, we're doing a spring road project that is like 5 different projects, just things that need a lot of attention. I just forgot my list. I was gonna give you kind of an idea where all the projects are. But just letting you know that that's out there. We'll put it out to bid and see how it goes, but we like to bid right now before people get busy and get the best pricing, so that's moving forward, but just off the top of my head, so Deer Valley Run will be pretty much all new curb gutter and sidewalk and a leveling course and overlay, so it'll smooth out the street and then take care of a ton of settling issues that have happened. It's just terrible sidewalk. So that's the one over, you know where that's at. The east side of 100 South. So if you go on 100 South up towards the Polaris dealership, right there at the end, the last 2 homes have a real problem with stormwater. The middle of the road's 3 feet higher than the sidewalk, and the way that it was built, it doesn't work. So the sidewalk needs elevated, but if we elevated the sidewalk, the residents would not be able to drive over the sidewalk, because one of them has a driveway that goes pretty steep down, like 23% grade down. So we're bringing the sidewalk out into the middle of the road. It's really wide right there. So we're gonna reshape that and start to transition more out into the road. Put this, curb gutter and sidewalk. Instead of it being a hard angle, it'll just be a more gradual transition to what's already there. The driveways will all come out. So we'll have to, build some driveway and approaches, but that's part of the spring project.
Do you get comments or complaints from the residents there or did they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
The one's pretty bad.
one takes the water,
You know the one, don't you?
Well, not her.
No, the
not-
next
Not
one
my
over.
daughter, it's the next one.
Oh, the,
yeah, and so the sidewalk instead of being flat is actually built towards in order to make it,
so they can, get
Flow.
it, yeah,
but
make their
the,
approach.
but especially last year, you couldn't get the snow to melt slow enough to not puddle, and then it just runs down their driveway, subs under their driveway and comes out some cracks at the bottom. So it's a real problem and we can't, anyway, that's been re-engineered, so we'll take care of that. On Commercial Street, so right as you come off of Commercial Street and you come up the hill, it's got, I don't know how many inches of different types of asphalt, but it's like 6 inches and then it's like 4 inches of road base and then there's asphalt under that as well, and that's why it's so rough if you drive on it. And I don't know what the lip is on the side, but it's in some places probably 4 inches above the waterway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
Worse than the post office.
tear that down and rebuild it and rebuild the waterway so that you can actually drive off of it and make a smooth surface on the way up that hill. We had a company go core drill it and study it to see, because that's one of the reasons it's never been really dealt with, is because nobody knew what was under it. And going down, I think one time they redid it, they went down to the existing road base, not knowing that there was another layer of asphalt under that. So it's been built up quite a bit over the years. And so that's on the project list. There's a section of sidewalk from the cemetery headed west on the north side. So on the north cemetery on 700 East, there's a section of sidewalk that will connect up to that new neighborhood. And then there's sidewalk on the other side it's just a segment of sidewalk that's been missing. So that's also on the list. So we have all these little nagging things that we've never really been able to get to. So that's kind of the nature of our spring projects.
Ty, how will they be funded, the projects?
So out of the bond, so that road that we have on the bond, that's why we're doing these heavy lifts, is because it'll be about $1 million.
Yeah, it's gonna add up.
Yeah, it'll be about $1 million worth of road projects. So.
I guess I was too late. Yeah.
We approved it.
What was that for?
So he was with an Innovative Structural Solutions. So anyway, it'll be right around $1 million
Okay.
to.
Class C doesn't. play
Well,
into this.
so yeah, we could use that money, but right now we're gonna use that just for chip seal like we normally do. It's,
Not that much.
yeah, and then we're repaying the money on the bond anyway. We're making that payment out of the local option sales tax, and so we're just using that, and then we'll still have another $1 million that we can draw down on.
Okay.
But just better to get these things that are really hard to fund on any one year. So anyway, we're looking at a new hire for the road department. We haven't posted anything yet, but Trent was our last helper, and with all these road projects and as busy as Lance has been, we're just trying to get him some help. We'll have the same number of employees as we've had before. It just, we've just been kind of short staffed since Trent left. So if you know of anybody, interested, Lance will be the supervisor on that. Let me know, or when we have it posted, just make sure you let them know.
Initials ET.
But
Would actually,
so,
actually, Dave,
Yeah.
that would be a good idea. Live right here and work
Yeah.
right here, that wouldn't be bad.
yeah, no, you don't get to stay in the hotel though.
You don't know when you're gonna post that though.
No, it'll be like February.
I might know
March.
somebody.
Yeah, okay. Just let me know after.
Okay, we'll talk after.
Okay. So the surplus committee met and we went through a handful of things. We have 2 trucks for sale right now. They're both Ram 3500s. One's a gas long bed dually and one's a short bed diesel. Yeah. So those will just take a couple of weeks to sell. We started at the high end, and the first calls have indicated that, like, if the price comes down, I'm interested type thing. So
No sale yet on.
no, it'll be
Yeah.
it'll probably be a couple of weeks, which we don't mind. Just see where it
Be
lands.
patient, yeah.
Yeah. And then the stage, we're surplusing the old stage since we bought a new one. I don't know if you remember, but we bought the new stage for more. We upped the amount that we had budgeted for that stage, because we were gonna offset it with selling our old stage. And so that's a little bit of where the pricing came in and the value that it has, so. Then just the sewer tolling agreement. I was gonna talk to Gary a little bit more about this, but the state DEQ got audited and was supposed to have been issuing us fines since 2019 on every one of our violations. We have a whole list of violations, mostly because we were rebuilding the sewer ponds and they were offline, and then getting it all balanced out afterwards. And we had like a failure to report. Anyway, tolling agreement basically means they're gonna go ahead and issue us all the fines that they were supposed to issue from the last couple of years, and we're gonna document all of the money that we've put into our system to offset so instead of paying them a fine, we're just gonna say, we're aware of them and we're doing everything in our power to fix them. Plus we've thrown $500,000 at the problem, and then we just have to see where that lands. I don't know what the fines are, but we've responded to every one of the findings, they call them. So anyway, that, just so you know, we'll probably have something for council once we get the agreement in place, or come to council.
What about future fines and violations? Any concern there?
Just that they're more adamant about issuing fines instead of just warnings.
But with our improvements,
we
we
couldn't have, we don't.
okay, we wouldn't expect the problems that we've had
Yeah.
leading up to right now.
Yeah, since we've done the diffuser project, then we've come a long ways on violating permits, and so. It's better than it's been.
Yeah.
It's the best it's been since I've been here, and I don't know what happened before I got here.
I know you've reported on violations, and it seemed a little bit odd to me that there weren't fines to go along with it.
At the
Yeah,
time,
so
yeah.
that makes sense.
Then I have a video. I wasn't gonna show it, but since Dave did his little thing, I couldn't get my laptop to connect. I'll just show you on the screen. But so on that grant, I'm gonna show this at Planning Commission, but the grant that we got last time for the historic district includes money for video production and that sort of thing. So I have the first rendition of a video for our website. It's basically a welcome video that you see when you come to our website, and we'll make subsequent videos kind of spring, summer, fall. But I was just going to show you what the first one looks like. So if you have comments. You can look at it in more detail. It's just too big to, it's too big to email. So I haven't really figured a good way of showing, but if my body knows something. If anybody wants to crowd around, you want me to bring it up?
Oh, you're okay.
That's pretty good. It's good. It's good. There's only one. I see a two of us, sunset or something.
I can see far away better than I can close, so.
Discover Morgan City, where nature
was that
and
one?
create a perfect blend. From lively events and outdoor adventures to exploring historic towns, Morgan City offers a vibrant tapestry of experiences. Support local businesses that add character to our community. Whether it's a unique shop or a cozy restaurant, there's something for everyone. Morgan City is more than a place. It's a welcoming community where faces become friends. Come, experience the heart of Utah, Morgan City.
Yeah, I like that.
So it just doesn't have our logo, and such on it. And then I did validate that all the aerial shots were actually Morgan City. When I first watched it, I'm like, where's that?
Who does this for us?
The company's called Add-On.
Okay.
They came to our Christmas on Commercial Street and did some footage. You might have saw them. Seen them walking around with their cameras, but that's as good to, I mean, all that was filmed in the dead of winter. And so, we'll get some other ones, but anyway, if you have specific feedback, the planning commission is the advisory board for the grant, so I'm gonna show that at their meeting and figure out how to do it better than I did. Maybe I'll just log in next time on the Zoom and screen share or something.
So
I didn't think about that until I just looked at you and I'm like, how do I get it up there?
Screen share that.
Just on Zoom. So,
We can do it.
so anyway, it's, I think a pretty good produced video and a good start, and then won't be our last one. So we don't feel like we have to cram everything into.
here's a thought though, and if that's not the final product, but there's a little bit of risk in bringing, and there were quite a few businesses that were showcased, which is fine for the moment. But 3 years from now, that's going to change. 2 years, it'll change. 5 years, you'd almost be updating it annually with the number of businesses that you highlighted. You may want to cut back a little bit on that.
Okay, yeah. I did mention maybe not so many shots of the same one, but I think the focus was more on the building and historic downtown.
Mhm.
Like I said, we can produce,
Yeah, some of that will remain unchanged.
yeah. And then the other thing that I had to catch myself on is this is targeted towards people that aren't from here. Cause it's on the web, like
Mhm.
you would view it.
Yeah.
And so they're not gonna know the difference from one business to another as much as just the look and feel.
Yeah, good.
When we look at it, it's like, hey, wait a minute, there,
I've been there.
cause that was mine. It's like, we have 3 shots of Bingham's, we only
Right.
need one, or why this one and why not the, and that's kind of a more narrow view as in relation to the audience. It's just, here's the look and feel. It
Yeah.
has some ag, it has, the
Well, you may
railroad and,
get some feelings too if one business is highlighted and another one isn't.
yeah, and that's,
There could be some heartache with some of that.
Like do an emphasis on someone else,
well, that's kind of the idea is that we're gonna start with this one, and then while we're on the grant, it's mostly just the promotional side. And then with this company, I've told them we're just gonna do one video at a time. I'm not gonna sign any big thing, but I'm pretty impressed with their product so far. I don't know how you feel,
Mhm. Yeah, no, it was well done.
but anyway, any other?
Kind of make me wanted to go visit that place.
Yeah.
To get off the road, travel too much.
Yeah.
It'll be good to use when you're,
Yeah,
running.
it's kind of fun to see it.
Hereford's there.
It's kind of fun to see that
Had to be
instead
near
of
this.
like, there's a problem with this sidewalk, like everywhere I turn, there's a
Mhm.
problem to be fixed. And it was kind of a refreshing view of the
Yeah,
whole
here's,
city, like
here's
you said,
positive.
it, very nice. So I think that's all my updates, Mayor, so.
Okay, well, thank you. There's one solution to making,
Oh, yeah, because we don't have that. Oh, so there's an agreement, a contract that I just signed, but it's with a company they're developing an app for us. They're a startup company, and so the app is for public notification, and internally we can use it. So someone can report an outage, or we could notify them that there's gonna be an outage. And basically the idea is, we've looked at other products, but the subscriptions are just so crazy expensive. This company started, they were gonna do power only. And then I met with them, I'm like, I would only use it if you could do water, sewer. We're gonna notice, this is happening in your area. So it's map-based. Based on all of our contact information, you'll be able to say, well, if they're out and they've reported an outage, we know which area they're reporting from. Or if we're saying, hey, this street's gonna be out, then we could just circle that street and we'll type our message and it'll send it. So it'll be text-based, but for example, if we send out one big notification, say, hey, this is happening, and people care and they respond, it'll create them a separate group where on our next message, it'll just send it to the ones that have said, I want an update. So we don't blast everybody continually with messages. So like if it's a power outage and they want to know how long, then it'll tell them, just type status. And then as that outage, as we figure things out, then our guys only type it once, and then basically the public will interact with an automated message to limit our phone calls. So our guys have a really hard time answering calls and texts at the same time they're trying to fix the problem. And then there's an interface where we use it on a daily basis, but then I can just hit the mayor and council on the stuff that, just so you know, we have this going on, but just right from the app, I'll be able to push it forward. And so they've come and they've taken all of our feedback. We've met with Stephanie that does all the utilities, power, water, sewer. And we've test driven the app. So we just pick it up and they're like, no instructions whatsoever, pick it up. And then we clunk through it and they write down, oh, why were you looking there? And then they went and reprogrammed it. So
That's cool.
yeah, it's not very often you get something that's designed for your use. Usually it's like, here, I'm gonna buy a product, and then you end up trying to adapt your whole operation to fit the technology instead of the other way around. And so that's kind of a project we've been working on. We've had a couple of the statements come in. We just haven't got the contract done until just last week. So it'll be next week we have the contract, or next meeting, we'll probably have the contract. I don't know when I'll have a demo for the app, but we'll be able to see that too before. So we have, anyway, I'll go through the details when we get the contract. But kind of a fun project. Anything else? Getting kind of hard to come back from a break. Stuff still motoring forward, so.
For Mexico.
Yeah. It's hard to remember English when you get back from some vacations.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for all that you do, and appreciate all your efforts in keeping our city what it is. And with that, adjourn.
Thank you, Mayor.
Well, I have a last parting comment about Clark. I didn't want to do it in this presentation, but never once did he say thanks